What's Trump government's Catch and Revoke program for foreign students? Explained. The program is for foreign students who engage in activities supporting Palestine or Hamas on campus. So far, 300 student visas have been revoked under this initiative. The Trump government has initiated a Catch and Revoke program for foreign nationals, particularly student visa holders, engaged in activities supporting Palestine or advocating human rights in Gaza on campus. The U.S. State Department is using artificial intelligence AI to monitor students who express support for Hamas, Hezbollah, or other US-designated terrorist organizations on social media or participate in protests. NANANS. Secretary of State Marco Rubio recently said nobody had a right to a U.S. visa, adding, "We have seen on campuses across the country where students literally cannot go to school, buildings are being taken over, activities going on. This is clearly an organized movement. And if you are in this country on a student visa and are a participant in those movements, we have a right to deny your visa." The U.S. Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 gives the Secretary of State the authority to revoke visas of foreigners who seem like a threat. Reports suggest U.S. immigration officials are also scrutinizing new applications for academic F, exchange J, and vocational M visas, with the intention of refusing visas to those associated with such protests. Under the Catch and Revoke program, around 300 foreign nationals, including Indians, have their visas cancelled, per reports. The initiative linked to President Donald Trump's signing of an executive order in January to counter anti-Semitic movements on university campuses is said to be using AI-assisted reviews of social media posts by foreign students to qualify for visa revocation followed by deportation to their country of origin. NANAN. According to the Migration Policy Institute, the number of international students enrolled in U.S. colleges and universities has soared from 26,100 and 94,950 to nearly 1.1 million in 201,920. The share of international students enrolled in U.S. higher education increased from 1 to nearly 6 during the same period. There were reportedly 331,600 Indian students in the U.S. in the 202,324 academic year, according to the U.S. State Department numbers. Following the 9/11 World Trade Center attacks and the discovery that one of the hijackers was enrolled in a student program in the U.S., the Student Exchange Visitor Information System SEVIS was set up in 2003 collect, maintain, and manage information about all foreign students and exchange visitors in the country. Even today, SEVIS requires all schools to submit and regularly update student information in a central database that can be accessed by the government. Students who do not appear or who stop attending classes can have their visas revoked and face deportation. NANAN. Recent arrests by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE have included doctoral candidate students at several universities, following revocation of their visas. Students identified under the program have reported receiving online notifications that their visas are being cancelled and advised them to self-deport using the CBP Home mobile app. Schools have also been notified through the Student and Exchange Visitor Program SEVP of a visa revocation under national security-related grounds, in which case the school's designated school official DSO may be required to either cancel or terminate the I-20 record. Some of the foreign students who have been deported or whose visas have been revoked include Mahmoud Khalil, a 30-year-old Columbia University International Affairs graduate student of Palestinian descent, who is married to an American citizen and urban planning doctoral student at Columbia University. Ranjani Srinivasan from India, who was in the US and F1 student visa, was arrested for alleged involvement in activities supporting Hamas. Lee Kakordia, a Palestinian from the West Bank, was arrested on March 13 by the Department of Homeland Security. According to Department of Homeland Security, Kordia was arrested for allegedly overstaying her expired visa, which the agency said terminated on January 26, 2022. Rumisa Ozturk, a Turkish national with a valid F1 visa, was arrested by ICE agents on March 25 near her home in the Boston suburb of Somerville, Massachusetts. NANAN. Critics argue that the AI-driven process may rely on basic keyword searches that are prone to errors, raising concerns about fairness and accuracy. Advocacy groups warn that such initiatives undermine First Amendment rights by specifically targeting political speech and activism. The American Civil Liberties Union published an open letter last week asking universities to stand up to federal government pressure, including surveillance or threats to international students and faculty. The group of academics noted that the protests were defined as protected free speech and assembly, guaranteed under the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment. NANAN. The government initiative arises out of two executive orders signed Trump shortly after taking office. Executive Order No. 14,161 protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats, directing the Secretary of State, in coordination with the Attorney General, the Secretary of Homeland Security, and the Director of National Intelligence, to promptly vet and screen all non-citizens who are already inside the United States to the maximum degree possible. Executive Order No. 14,188 additional measures to combat anti-Semitism, directing the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Education, and the Secretary of Homeland Security to provide recommendations for familiarizing institutions of higher education with the grounds for inadmissibility under 8 U.S.C. 1182A3, related to national security and support for terrorist organizations, so that schools can monitor and report activities in violation of the law. NAN.